So today we will be talking about the grid layout, and we will straightaway start with the demonstration. Grid layout is more like a two-dimensional scrollable grid in which you can arrange the items, the GUI items, in form of a table. You can say that how many rows we have, how many columns we have, and then you can also tell the orientation. It will start filling the rows first or column first. Okay, so that is a grid layout, and then we straight jump to our demonstration, how we can do that, and then I also show you some more things like we will see the checkbox, which is see the radio buttons. Okay, so these things we will see additional to things that we have seen in our last lecture. So let me start a new Android Studio lecture, empty activity, give the project name. Okay, this is our lecture 0. What you can say that, yeah, lecture 03, and then we are talking about the grid layout, and then yeah, that's going to the right place. Yes, that's okay. We are working with the Java only, and then we click on the finish. It will create our project for us, and it is coming on my other screen, so let me bring it here. Okay, so we have that particular project. They are still, if we look at the base here, it is still working on some things, some processing going on. Okay, it's in the if you look at that particular specific status bar. So as you know that it will by default create that main activity, and it generate two files. One is the XML file for that particular specific GUI design, and the other one is the Java file for the behavior or the event-driven programming that we will do later on. Right now we will focus on that particular graphical design. Okay, so again, because we want to work with the grid layout, by default this particular layout is a constraint layout, so I am just trying to convert it into the grid layout. Okay, so you can see that starting tag and ending tag, they are automatically done. And the other thing is we also have the orientation here. Do we have the orientation? Orientation, layout, constraint. Why by, yeah, orientation, we can make it vertical or horizontal. So let me not do anything right now, and then I have put that particular specific box. So what more thing that we can tell here, we can say that rows layout underscore row count. Okay, I will say that I want to have 3 rows, and then I say that column, and then layout underscore column count. I say 3 columns. Let me change the rows to 5. Okay, 3 columns and 5. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to make few things more. If we look at that, they are going, yeah, and if when I come bring out here, you look, you can see that this is the row and these are the columns. Okay, so I say that we have 3 columns and 5 rows. Let me add, I'm just copy pasting right now, and look at that. After this 1 2 3 rows or 3 columns, it automatically shifted to the next one. So by default, the filling of this particular table is row wise or horizontal. So everything that you are putting here, it will automatically go into that particular one cell. So it will start fill the row first, and then it will start filling the next row and next row and next row. And if we change the orientation here, orientation to the vertical one, so look, now it is trying to fill the column first. Once we have filled that 5 rows, all 5 rows inside this one column, then it will go to the next one. I can show you here. For example, I will just copy paste this particular text view, and you can see that after this 5 text views, it automatically go to the next column. So that is the orientation part in the grid layout, vertical or horizontal. By default, it is horizontal. It will start filling the row first and then go to the next row, and next row. But if we make it vertical, it first try to fill the one column, all rows in one column, and then go to the next column and so on. Okay, so this is one thing that we have seen here. Let me remove, just take only one particular specific here. We also have that particular specific checkbox. Okay, why it is not giving me the options? Checkbox. Okay, I need to put the width, layout width. I say wrap content, and then I say height, layout height, again wrap content, and then we can put text here. That text will be shown by a checkbox 01. So you can see that this is a checkbox 01. Maybe we can put some margin or the padding, maybe padding. I say that 5 dp. Okay, and then we can also, I just try to copy paste these things here, and again, because it's a vertical thing, it will first go into fill the complete columns. So if I just try to run that particular specific application, I say that don't ask me again and again to where we want to run it. So it is going to run on that particular virtual device which I have already running. So if you look at it, the status bar, it is saying that it is installing the APK and all those things. So if I just try to see that, we can checkbox. We can change that particular text for each checkbox, definitely, but you can see that it is working. Of course, we are not doing anything in the background. We have not implemented, but this is working perfectly fine as what expected for the checkbox. Now, the second thing that we will be looking in this one, it's a radio button. So we have a radio button. Again, it is not asking me by default, giving me this width. I don't know what's the problem here, but we just try to height. Okay, and then I say again wrap content, and then I can put the text that will be shown with that particular specific checkbox. Checkbox, for example, I say that radio button, sorry, not checkbox, it's a radio button 01. I'm putting it here. I am saying that put a padding of 10 dp. I mean, you know that what is that, what you mean padding is. It's a padding is the space between the content and the boundary wall within that particular specific view. Okay, so let me what you can say that copy this thing here again and again, one more. Okay, we have 4 radio buttons. Let me run it again on that particular specific Android virtual device. So now if you look at that, oh, what's happening? This is not how the radio buttons behave. If we have a radio button, only one should be selected, not all of them, and even we are unable to like uncheck them or unselect them. What's happening? So we have, they should be inside something. Yeah. So that is exactly what is missing here right now. So let me go back to my code. All these radio buttons, we can put them into a radio group, and then again this radio group is like I say that width, wrap content, and height. I say again wrap content, putting a padding of 10, 20 or 10 dp, and then what I will do, I will just take all of these radio buttons and put them inside this particular radio group. So now if we look at that, actually this radio group is at the second column and second row. Understand? Second column and second row. I can change or override that particular behavior as well. I say that no, don't put it here, put it in this particular third row and second column. I can do that. For example, I say layout row. I say that make it, and they understand it's a row number 0. This is a row number 1. This is a row number 2. So I say row 2. Look at that. Now it is not inside this second row. It is coming in the third row. Okay. And then I can also say don't put it in the column number, again column 0, column 1, column 2. I can say go into the column number 3. That is actually 0, 1, 2. Or so that will become layout underscore column. Again I say that column number 2. And again it's going there. Understand? And maybe I don't say this thing. And then I say that column span 2. It means it will cover 2 columns. If I put over something here, it will cover these things. Again, we can also say that row span. And then I say that make it 2 rows. So now you can see that actually this particular specific thing is that element is covering 2 rows here. It is span over the 2 rows. You know that from the HTML design, that row span and row column. That exactly same thing is working here in this particular specific grid layout. Okay. So now if I just try to run this particular specific application again, you can see that it is working appropriately as the radio button should behave. You understand? We can also put another maybe image view. Okay, not we put the image view. Again, why it is not giving me the height and proper width? Okay, I say maybe I can say the 150 dp, and then again we say that width, and you know that height and width, these are the two properties which are compulsory. If you don't give them, your project is not going to compile itself. Or maybe I say 150 dp, and then you know that we need an image to put in my resource folder, and that resource folder is actually a drawable. So let me find that particular specific image so that I can put it here. I just need to copy from my previous project. Where's my projects? Okay, in the ucall, not here. Okay, and then where is my image resource? I'm just trying to copy another image. Maybe I put raw file, and I just right click on, I just copy that particular specific file from my computer, and I am going to paste it here. Okay, and it is asking me where you want to put it. You want to put it here, or this is a version 24. It means that this is a what you can say that the fraud from the previous versions, you want to having the kind of like support for the previous Android versions. Okay, so right now I will just try to show that particular source src, and then I say that no, not source. Yep, and then I say that we have a drawable raw file, that particular specific image, the name is coming up, and you know that what is a drawable. We see that particular R class in which we have a subclass drawable, in which we have defined that integer value, constant integer value raw file, and that is actually help us to identify this particular specific this specific image resource inside our resource folder. And now you can see that we have that particular specific image as well. We can continue like this. I just try to copy paste. So you can see that I am just filling that particular specific, and for that particular specific radio group, I say that row span 2 and the column span 2. So it is covering 2 columns and 2 rows. Okay, let me run this particular specific application again, and then you can see. So this is our layout, and we can check these things, they are working. Okay, so this is our grid layout. Any questions about that before we can jump to the other part of the lecture? No? Everything is fine? So grid layout is a tabular form in which you can organize your visual elements in form of a table. Okay? So, and then we have the nested layout. Remember that last time we used actually the nested layouts for the linear layout. We have a bigger linear layout, then inside that was a vertical orientation, then inside that one we have the linear layout again with the horizontal one, with the horizontal scrolling, and then we put a lot of images inside so that we can scroll them left and right. So that is a nested layout. I can put another layout within the layout, within the top level layout, and then we can design. For example, we have a vertical layout, but if we look at that, this name, that's a text box, this is an input field. So they are not in that particular specific, following that particular vertical layout. They are horizontal. So it means that we have a horizontal layout, linear layout within a vertical layout. We also have a second horizontal layout inside it, and then we have a third horizontal layout inside that particular bigger vertical layout. Let me quickly create that particular specific linear layout here within my project. Okay, so because I don't want to change this one, so I need another activity. You know that how to add it. I can just right click on my application project, or I can go here, file, new, and then I can say that I want to add an activity. I select I select empty activity, and then give the name. We can say that nested layout activity. It is not a launching. Okay, fine, we have this thing. So if you look at that, it again create two parts. One is the XML file where we can design the layout, and the second is the background functionality that we want to implement. But right now our concentration is only on the GUI design. So let me quickly add that thing, not this one. Okay, we want to change it to the linear layout. I want to change it to the orientation vertical. Okay, and then inside we have a text view, and we have a edit text that will help us to find out the information or get the input from the user. User can type in some information. Okay, so the first thing is text view, wrap content. I want to put a padding of 10 dp, and then I say text, not text is equal to name, and maybe I can change the text size. I say 20 sp, and then we also talk about the text color. I say that want to make primary, and text alignment center. Maybe for that to be visible, I need to make it 150 dp, so that you can see that center aligned. Maybe I can change this to 30 as well. Okay, so this is our, but the point is, if I put that particular specific edit text, again wrap width, I would say that wrap content, and I put a hint, I say that name. So actually it will show me that particular specific hint. It is not the input actually. Whenever you click on that, it will automatically disappear, but that is a hint to the user that what kind of information we are expecting from him to input into this particular specific input field. Okay, maybe I can put that particular specific again 150 dp, but the point is I want it here on the right side of this particular name text view. So what I should do, maybe I can try to use that particular specific information here, and don't center it, keep it on the left side. Fine. So what we want to arrange in the horizontal form, left and right of each other, not vertically. So what we can do, we can create another linear layout. I say match parent, wrap content, and we put these two inside this particular specific linear layout. Now you can see that it is actually covering it. Understand? So now if I, what is the second one? We also have a password, and that we want to add here. So let me copy this particular specific linear layout again, and then we can also have the style input. Here we can say that it is a password, that's a hint. We have input type. Now you can say that you want to input a date type of information, or date time, or number, or a decimal number, or a number password. But we also have a let me have password. So we have a number password, we have a text password, text visible password. You know that by default it will be not visible, whatever you are typing here. So if I just select this thing, that is the input type. It means it will change the behavior of that particular specific input field. It does not show that particular information that we are typing inside it. It will not show by default. Yes, we can say it if you change that particular show or not hidden password. So you can see that. So let me change that particular specific width a little bit more. Okay, maybe I do the same thing here. Fine. No, not here. In up here, the added text. Okay, and then if we look at our application, we have two buttons. And one more thing, I'm just trying to like cover I want that this particular remaining, this part, this specific name and the password input fields cover the remaining whole, cover the whole remaining part. I say 0 dp, and remember that how we can cover it, the remaining part. We have a weight property, layout underscore weight 1. Even we are saying that the weight is 0, the same thing we can do it here, and then we can put the layout property, layout weight is equal to 1. So now it will automatically cover the remaining width of that particular specific screen whole. Understand? So the weight property will help us to do something, these kind of a magic. Again, we put a linear layout to put our linear layout. What's happening? I don't want to use this one. Let me linear layout. I say match parent and then wrap content, and then I want to put two buttons here. I say button wrap content. We can say that login text login, and then I put a padding of 20 dp. Maybe I say text size 30 sp, and okay, fine, that's it. I just try to copy paste another button here and then change that it is not a login. I say cancel. But I can make that particular specific like I don't want, they doesn't look good for me. I want them of equal size, cover the whole screen or something like that. Maybe I can put some padding inside the linear layout as well. Padding, not this one. I won't have padding or 20 dp. Okay, that's, but I want them of the equal size. and cover the whole screen. So what I can do, again wait, layout underscore wait 1. The same thing if I do hit here, wait 1. So now you can see that it becomes something like this, and just try to run it, but point is it is not going to come on the screen. We have to see it like this. Or what I can do, remember we have that particular specific manifest file, and inside the manifest file we have the layout activity, nested layout activity, as well as the main activity. If I just remove this thing from the main activity and put it here inside our nested layout activity, and if we try to run this particular specific application, then it will not start our grid layout, it will start our other layout that we have just designed, that is a nested one. So now you can see that if I click on here, it show me the password is like this. So you can see that it is not showing me that particular specific password. We can click on the login, we can click on the cancel, but definitely we have not implemented that click event yet. Okay, so these are the nested layouts. Any question till now? Let me stop that particular specific video for the time being, and then where is my video? Okay, yep, we have to right click on that, stop screen.